So what it is we petitioned the city of Los Angeles for a certificate of recognition, and the city council approved it under your name. So we were able to secure one under Victor Thomas. So the day of the event, you will be receiving that award from one of the city designated, who's gonna, I guess, one of the deputies who's gonna come as part of the work that you do in the Garifuna community to upkeep the culture and all of that. So I needed some background information on you to be able to say it correctly, and nothing better than coming from you. How did you get started as a DJ and doing what you do around the Garifuna people?
Oh, wow. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. I started actually DJing at a young age from a lot of a couple of my uncles were DJs. One of the greatest ones to actually help me was DJ Evan. DJ Evan has been DJing for a long time. He was even back then, even now, he's still a legend.
Yes.
But yeah, he did a lot of training with me, gave me a lot of advice, and so it was great. It was great working under him for a while.
Wow. Yeah, I had the fortune I was fortunate enough to be shoulder to shoulder with him for a while during the days that he was still DJing.
Yes, he was one of the greatest, definitely. And then, of course, a couple of my uncles, DJ Johnny, he was a great DJ himself. Learned a lot from him. And growing up in school, I did a lot of sound engineering classes, and from then on, just working with a lot of good people around, including yourself.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
just
musically
something
speaking, do you still have the records, or you just got rid of the records and became digitized? How did that happen? That transition?
Oh no, I didn't always keep the records. Unfortunately, through transition, some of the records, but I do have a couple of crates of records still. I still keep those. We'll never get rid of those. Those are collector's items. I have a regular record player that I still listen to those vinyl records, from time to time.
Yes.
But yeah, because nothing can really beat that authentic sound from an actual record. So I went from records to that, yeah.
Great. Let's go a little bit back in time. Who is Victor Thomas and who is Ambrose Jr.? Tell us about where you were born. If you want to say the year, is fine. Whatever you choose to disclose, because this becomes public now.
No, it's okay. I'm already at that age, so might as well. No, so Ambrose is my true full name is Ambrose Victor Thomas Jr. I'm a junior. My dad is Ambrose Victor Thomas Sr. He's from Steamboat. My mom is from Dangriga, both in Belize. I was born in Los Angeles, but I grew up in Belize. Grew up in Dangriga for some years with my grandparents.
How long were you there?
I was there for about a good 3 years, I believe. Good 3 years. So.
How old were you when you spent that time in Dangriga?
Oh, I had to be about maybe 8, 9. I think I went there around 8 years old.
Wow. That was good. That was a good foundation right there to become acquainted with the culture. Yeah. Continue.
Yeah, even the living situation. I mean, you don't know how blessed you are living in the U.S. until you actually live in a country, live in a village. The living situation wasn't all that great, but then the nature around made up for it. Culture made up for it. So,
what are some of the most precious moments that you remember living in Dangriga or in Siambite, if you visited St. Bite?
Visit St. Bite, yes. My family is lucky enough to still be out there in both places. My mom's side and my dad's side. Both live near the ocean, live off the land. I mean, it's just great. One of my greatest moments was actually going to school out there in Gangriga. I went to Sacred Heart School.
Oh, wow.
And it was a great experience. Education was amazing. And I just enjoyed being there, going to school, no shoes, coming from the U.S., we had shoes on, and we stood out a lot because my brother and I, because we were the only ones with shoes on. So eventually we had to ditch the shoes because we were trying to blend in.
Wow.
So that was one of the craziest memories.
Excellent. Very good, man. I love it. And now in the U.S., so when you make that move again, back to the U.S., how was the transition? Was it a shock, culture shock again, or it was just a lot easier for you just to become Americanized again?
I came back a lot smarter, I will tell you that.
How so?
I knew more educational wise. I knew more
than the locals.
Than the locals in the U.S. So that's why I always said, you know what, back home has great education. But yeah, I came back. It wasn't too much of a big transition. It was more of a transition going from the U.S. to Leeds.
Right. The shock of being with no McDonald's, with no fast food, and all the things that we enjoy here in America, right?
Absolutely. I mean, even having to get up early in the morning and walk miles away to go get the food from the farm. Yeah, we had to get food from the farm. We had to get water from the river. And that was a stretch. My uncle would take us to get that early in the morning and before the sun even come up. And I thought it was child abuse. I said, what did we do wrong?
That's so cool. Wow, that's so cool. All right, so let's bring you back to America. So how did the DJ VIP get his name?
So when I was growing up in LA, working with certain groups, I was young. I started out very young, maybe 16 years old. And in order to get into the clubs, you have to be 21 and over.
Yes.
So,
but not in Belizean clubs.
Not in the clubs in Belize. No, you can be 12 and get
or Belizean clubs here in America, right?
Exactly. Exactly. But some of the clubs that I was going to was in Hollywood. And they were very, very strict.
Oh, yeah.
So when I would pull up, I'll pull up and park in the front. And I was really good at that time. So security knew me. I would walk straight in, and there would be a long, long line. And I'd walk right past the line, and everyone is looking, and they're like, wow, like, who is he, VIP or something? And it happened so many times to where people just started calling me, oh, there goes VIP again. So I just kind of adopted that name.
That's cool. I like that, man. You got some meat behind that name. That's pretty good.
Yes. And very popular clubs, too, at the time.
Oh, yeah. I remember Florentine Gardens and you name it. There was so many.
Oh, yes. The Key Club. Monte Cristo was a great club. That was a great Caribbean club back then.
Okay. Were you around when the Red Onions was popular?
I was not around for Red Onions, but I did hear about it.
Okay, that was a little too far back. They used to have reggae nights at the Red Onions, but then they shut down.
Yeah, that tends to happen sometimes. Yeah.
Great, man. Thank you so much for sharing this intimate information with us. I will definitely post it and make sure that people recognize you for what you are, man, and doing the things that you do. What is one of the things that worries you about Garifuna in America?
Well, what worries me is the younger generation that's coming up now. I would hope that a lot of the newer generation that are from the U.S. or that's from America but has ties and has families back home would learn their culture more, learn their language more, and begin to use it and, adapt it into their lives, even in America, even in their household. Never stop talking the language. If you can teach your kids at a young age, please teach them, because it's good. It's part of them. It's their culture. And that's one thing that a lot of people in America that's born in America, they don't have culture.
Right.
And I think sometimes they get lost in America because they can't identify with anything.
Wow, that's heavy, man, because you're not the first one to mention that and make that assessment. I've heard that multiple times from multiple people, and it is the truth. Sad to say, but there is no culture here other than the culture that we adopt with the hip hop and with whatever goes on the radio and now social media, right? And then they want to call that a culture. And so nothing like what Garifuna have, right?
Absolutely, and it's okay to infuse it. I mean, if you're from the generation to where, that's where you were born in, if you were born into a hip-hop culture or whatever type of genre of music that you're born into, it's okay to incorporate some of your own culture from your background, from your history into that, and you can fuse it. I mean, a lot of other cultures are doing that, and it's okay to do that, but as long as you keep your own foundation.
Do you have a message for the other traditional DJs in LA, such as, man, I don't want to name one because there's so many good ones out there, but is there a message for them that you want to send? I know that by you receiving these recognition from the city of Los Angeles, there's going to be a certain amount of people saying, why does he deserve one and I don't? What's your message?
Well, my message is to simply encourage each other, work with each other. No one owns anything. No one owns the culture. No one owns the music unless you make your own music. But I would like to encourage them to continue to support each other and to continue to keep the music and the culture alive.
Right.
I've been there. Yeah, I've traveled many places. And a lot of people actually would book me because of the type of music I play. No one ever knew that culture people or Caribbean people live in places like Hawaii and in Portland. And these people would book me to go to these places because their DJs just really don't have the music. And if they do, they don't know how to play it. So when I go there, they can't wait for me to get there and to really play music the way that they're used to hearing it.
Great, man. That's pretty solid. I like that. The advice is great, but not only that, the fact that you just mentioned that you have traveled and be able to bring your own style outside of your comfort zone, which is Los Angeles, right? And to travel to other places, that's already a big flag. That's already getting to know at an international level what other people like and knowing what they like to be able to play it. Because you could have the music, but if you don't know how to select your music and play it and make that party happen, then why be a DJ, right?
Absolutely, 100%.
Well, thank you, Ambrose. I appreciate the time, man. It's been great getting to know you this way, and we hope to see you on Saturday. And be ready for the accolades and everything, and we'll make sure that we take pictures and video.
I appreciate you, and thank you so much for the opportunity. My guy, DJ LaBooga, I appreciate you 100%.
Thank you, brother. Take care.
All right, brother. Bye.
Okay.